when I was starting out my business, I used to keep, whenever I would have a bad month, I would just go ahead and tell myself different kind of things like maybe I'm just not meant to do this business thing. Maybe I should go on and apply for a job, right? Maybe I should go to LinkedIn or Naukri or whatever and start looking for some other type of opportunity. And I would keep telling that to myself every single day that I'm just not capable of it. Maybe I'm just really bad at ads. Maybe I'm just very bad at delivering results. Maybe I'm just really, really bad at operations or whatever. Okay. And once, let's say I would wake up in the morning, this thought would appear in my head, and then I would just open up my computer, and then I would then automatically start looking for proof that why I'm not meant to be successful. So I would open up Facebook, maybe I'm running an ad, or maybe I uploaded a YouTube video, and I would then try to search for that negative comment that was on that ad, so that I could just say to myself, yeah, I told you I'm bad at business, I should probably quit. Or what I would do then is when I'm checking my emails, when I would be responding to my customers, I would deliberately look for a refund request that, hey, somebody just did not like my service, they just don't want to be my client anymore. So I would go on and look for the proof that would validate my belief that I'm just really bad at business. And then even later on, when I progressed, right? I didn't progress much. I was basically stuck, and it was like a very, I wasn't growing. I wasn't, going down either, right? But then what started happening is I would always look at other kind of YouTubers or other successful people, and then I would just judge them critically that, hey, that person is successful because of XYZ reason, or they had this, right? Maybe they were born in the US, or maybe they had this opportunity because of which they are successful. And all these were beliefs within my head, right? And what I would tell myself is, and I didn't even notice this, it was really crazy and profound when I actually had the realization that I had been thinking about these negative things which was stopping me for such a long time. So I would look at a successful person, and then I would say to myself that, that person just does it because, they have all this stuff. And one day when I will have that stuff, then I will start taking the actions that they are taking. So for example, if a successful person that I'm seeing on YouTube or anywhere, let's say that they wake up early in the morning, or they really spend 8 hours doing sales calls, or they are, really good at managing employees or becoming a good leader, I would then give myself excuses that one day when I will be good enough, then I will learn these skills. But the fact that I did not realize is that in order to be good enough, I have to start taking those actions now. And please focus on this. I have to start taking those actions now to become that new character. And that cannot be done if I keep telling myself that, one day I'll be like that person. Why can't I be that person now? Why can't I start taking those action steps now? And as a result, what ended up happening is, since I used to tell myself that I'm not that person yet, right? Whenever a big opportunity, like let's say a big client would come, I would be really scared. I would be in a vulnerable position, and I wouldn't be sure if I could actually deliver results to this person or not. And then I would back away from that opportunity, and that opportunity would be taken away from me because I was telling myself all these negative thoughts all this while. And this really, really hampered my growth. Okay. So it's only if you stop trying to live in that old identity, literally kill it, and it's only if you start believing that whatever you're trying to do and whatever character you're trying to become, you can do that now, and you need to take those beliefs into consideration now, and you need to take those actions now rather than after XYZ period of time. And you stop doing this, one day I will do this, and one day that time will come. That one day is never going to come. You have to do it today. Okay, so this also applies to and I'm being very very honest over here, and I just genuinely do not care if this benefits anybody. I think I would be it would be, even if it benefits one person, like, I think the point of this video will be done. This also happened in my personal life, right? I would tell myself all the time that I'm just not looking for a relationship right now. I just want to be alone. I just don't want to be in a relationship. Or I just, don't have time. I just don't have time to go out and meet other people. And I would keep telling myself that. And the fact is that, if I really think about it, I could have taken out time, okay, during that initial stages of my entrepreneurship career. And since I would keep telling myself these excuses, then I would, even when an opportunity would arrive, what I would do is I would try to justify it that I genuinely do not have time. Let's say even the perfect person, like the perfect soulmate or whatever, would be standing in front of me. My mind would try to justify and come up with excuses that right now is not the time to be involved in this particular relationship. I just don't have the time. I'm an entrepreneur. I just have to be busy, 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 and I can't afford to be in a relationship. And this mindset also prevented me from, even, like, passing upon opportunities with people who I think I could have had a great relationship with. And this, I just don't mean in terms of like a girlfriend. I mean, like, even friends and people that I've probably missed out on because I used to have these beliefs. So in my opinion, if you continue to operate with the old character that you have and you keep telling yourself these stories like how I was telling myself, you will be you will get stuck. You will remain in this position where either you will go down or you will just stay stagnant. And after 30, 40, 50 years, when you wake up, when you're old, you will realize, like, what was I even doing? What was I even thinking? And honestly, for most people, they never ever come to this realization that the only person that was stopping them from succeeding was just their own identity, their own beliefs, and nothing else, right? And when somebody's like 30, 50, or whatever, it's very difficult to change their beliefs. For example, if I sit down and try to tell my dad about certain things, for example, if I try to explain to him what Bitcoin and everything is, right, it would be very difficult for him to grasp that concept. And I don't mean it because he's not smart. He's very smart. In fact, that's the reason why he's pretty successful. It's because he was used to certain beliefs that were there for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, since the time he was a kid, right? So if you are young, or if you still have the if you can get that realization that the only thing that's stopping you is you yourself, and you can work around with these beliefs of yours and just sit down and write down, what all stories you're telling yourself that are really stopping you, I think you could also experience that profound shift that I recently experienced, and that would really allow you to take things to the next level.